Hello, everybody. I'm Ryan Wohl here alongside Alex Poor. And Alex, the Wildcats won in kind of great fashion. At the end of the game, touchdown to Jacob Cowan from Jaden Delara to win 31-28. What'd you think about it?
Wow, just a really exciting game. Just really back and forth all the way. But Arizona found a way to come out with it. Just found a way to come out on top on the end.
Yeah, Jaden Delara didn't have the flashy play, for say like he did against San Diego State in week 1. He had 230 yards about, only one, throwing touchdown, one on the ground. He was excellent rushing the ball, ran it 10 times, the most he ever has in a career game. And, the Wildcats tonight ran for 165 yards, over 100 more than they did the previous week against Mississippi State. What'd you think about the way they ran the ball tonight?
Yeah, there's just a lot more efficiency running the ball tonight. A lot more holes on the offensive line just creating. But yeah, just really a lot cleaner running the ball tonight, and had some good opportunities.
Yeah, Michael Wiley, Jonah Coleman led the way there alongside Delara. They were excellent. Early on, the first 2-3 drives per se, they couldn't get, it kind of started and rolling, running the ball, but they started to pick it up, in the second, third, and fourth quarter where they needed it most. Michael Wiley picked up a key first down in the fourth quarter. But a guy who really stepped up on the defensive side of the ball was Hunter Echoes, one of their key linebackers. He had a forced fumble, a sack. And that was, at the start of towards the start of the second half, when Arizona really needed it most. What'd you think about him and the whole defense? They did give up 28 points, which isn't great. You'd like to see less points, but I feel like they came up with some big stops when they were needed.
Yeah, that strip sack by Eccles early in the second quarter was huge because Arizona turned the ball over on downs at around our 30-yard line, and then Eccles was able to get the ball right back to the offense, and that actually led to, I think, Delara's first rushing touchdown. But just the defense really kept us in it. Just kept us within one possession the whole game. It kind of felt like, and we were there when we needed to in the end.
Yeah, another player who we didn't see a lot of was Jacob Cowan. He only had, I believe, 2 catches. He didn't have a catch at all in the first half. He got one, towards the end of 2 catches on the same drive towards the end of the third quarter. He caught a big, he had a big catch, about a 20-yard catch, to set up that final drive, which was huge for the Wildcats. But what did you think about, the receivers? Dorian Singer led the way. McLaughlin, their tight end, had a big performance and helped them, kind of open up the offense, I felt like.
Yeah, we got a lot of contributors on offense, I felt like, on a night where you felt like they kind of tried to take away Cowing. And we heard about that post-game that Delara was really just trying to, when they took away Cowing, he's just really trying to spread the wealth and just make him pay for that.
Yeah, I was really, impressed by Jaden Delara's just play overall. I feel like it was his, obviously I said it, the first game against San Diego State, he had more total yards, but I feel like he was just so much more efficient. He felt comfortable in the offense, which he did say. The relationship with Fish and the offense continues to grow. They've only been together for 3 games. Fish keeps, hammering that down because it is, the quarterback to coach relationship is one of the biggest on a team, and they're only 3 games in and they look pretty good. How do you think they looked, and what do you think this means for the future?
Yeah, well, I think Delara was a lot more decisive tonight. He said post-game, even rushing the ball, like you said, he had career high rushing yards on attempts also. But especially after last week, it just felt like there were opportunities where he could have ran the ball, and he really sees those opportunities tonight. But yeah, the offense is looking good.
Yeah, well, Arizona now is 2-1. They've started the season 2-1 for the first time since 2019. And both games they were underdogs. They were an underdog against San Diego State. They were underdogs here tonight, against North Dakota State. There were a lot of North Dakota State fans, by the way. They had a pretty rowdy crowd here at Arizona Stadium. And, Jed Fish talked about, that underdog mentality, how they've kind of taken it on and adapted it to, fuel this team. What do you think about that underdog mentality for this team?
Yeah, I think you kind of get that vibe from the whole team that they like being the underdogs, and especially we heard from Hunter Eccles and Jerry Roberts post game. Just from the defensive side of the ball, they kind of want to adopt that mentality. Like, if they're the underdogs, then they should come out and play like them and just try to prove people wrong.
Yeah, well, next week they go to Berkeley to face the Golden Bears at 2:30 p.m. on Saturday. It's their first game of Pac-12 play here of the 2022 season. Cal played good today. They were beating Notre Dame at some points. They lost by 7 points, but just a touchdown. I think that Arizona, just an early prediction, that they'll be another underdog at Cal. Cal's 2-1. They've looked good, a lot better, kind of similar to Arizona. Bad last year, better this year. But what's your early thought of that game? How do you think they'll play, heading into Cal?
Yeah, big game upcoming at Cal, first game of the Pac-12 opener. But yeah, like I just really like the way our football team is playing right now. Just the offense, just a lot less mistakes tonight, and we just played a really complete game. So I like your chances if we can keep the turnovers down and just play our game next week.
Yeah, I think that's the number one, issue that they've had in the past, and that it's just that they fixed, almost entirely just through one game. 3 interceptions to none, and they've had 6 takeaways on defense, matching their total from just a year ago. So a lot's going their way. I'm confident in this football team. I picked them to win all 3 games. They've won 2 of them, and I think they're heading to Cal with a positive mindset. And I think that's going to be a really good football game, and I think they have a really good chance to win. Any final thoughts here tonight, Alex?
Yeah, I just think there are a lot of positives we can take from tonight, and hopefully we can take them forward.
Yeah, well, thanks, Alex, for joining me here tonight. Arizona won 31-28 against North Dakota State here at Arizona Stadium. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in.